Something that I've thought about for a really long time is the mundanity. Is that a word? The mundane nature of life and how things are just so, like, there's things that you have to do on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis that are just so boring, and how life is not made up of these, like, just exciting moments all the time and these exciting things every single day. It's a lot of really boring days, one after another, and it's just like that. And how it's easy to think that there's something wrong, or like there's something more. And it's like, well, there's not really. Like, I mean, some people have lives that are more conducive to that kind of thing, whether it's, work or, just the life that they've built for themselves. But for the most part, I think that 99% of people, 99.9% of people have really, and it's very subjective how you define boring, but have really boring lives. And how there's nothing wrong with that. Like, we can think, there's not something not right with this. And it's like, well, maybe not. Maybe it is okay for things to be really boring. Maybe it is okay for life to just kind of have that mundane nature to it. Like, every day you gotta eat, you gotta brush your teeth, you gotta use the toilet, all this stuff. And you're like, but that's okay, right? Like, you have to sleep every day. That's so boring, but you have to do it. We're created to do that. And that's, like, biologically just the way that we were created. And so why would we complain about something that is supposed to happen? It doesn't make sense to complain about that. And so I think it's helpful to embrace that. I think that it's helpful to embrace the mundane nature. I think it's good and helpful and right to do that. And I don't think that there's a whole lot of use in rebelling against it. I mean, I think there's gray areas. I think you can be like, hey, this is boring. I want a vacation, or I want, whatever it is. I don't know. But I want to make a hard and fast rule over it. However, I do think that it's helpful. And, I think that there's an element of gratitude that is helpful to have with it too, of just, Lord, thank you so much that I have a new day where I get to breathe and wake up and be with my family. And, Lord, it's so hard being a dad. There's all these challenges. I have to break up fights all the time. But Lord, thank you for my sons. And, Lord, I'm so frustrated with my job, and I'm so tired, and I don't know what I'm doing with my life, but thank you that I have a job, and thank you that I get to put food on the table for my family and a roof over their heads, right? Like, it's so simple, it's so boring and mundane, but who cares? Who cares? Like, it's just that's the way of it. And 4,000 years ago, when a lot of things were just, everybody's doing agriculture and everybody's just trying to, get food for the day for their family. That's so boring. But that's okay. And I think there's something very refreshing when you can stop and be like, oh, it's okay for things to just be very simple. And there's nothing wrong with the way that things are if all I do is spend time with my family and provide for them on some days. And suddenly things are A-okay, That's my thought of the day for right now. So, peace.